Hi everybody, this is Rebecca Keppel. I am super excited to be here on ThermOWeb's YouTube channel today. We have a swap between ThermOWeb and the Ink Road stamps. I am super excited to share a couple of card making ideas using these stamps and the Deco foil Metallix gel, as well as the Deco foil flock transfer sheets. So these are the two stamps that I'm going to be using today. This one is called Lit and it's a birthday set, and it's super funny. And this one is called Expecto Stampo, and I love it because I love everything Harry Potter. Okay, for the birthday set, we're going to start with the flock transfer sheets. These are the Deco foil flock transfer sheets, and I have a balloon die. That balloon die is from the Gina Designs for ThermOWeb Time to Celebrate set. Okay, so I'm also using some double-sided foam sheets from ThermOWeb, and I have cut down the little flock transfer sheets into a rainbow of little colors. First, I am going to take the candles from the Ink Road stamps set from the Lit set, and also the Lit AF, which is amazing and fun, stamps, and I'm going to put them in my mini Misty. I'm going to be using some Gina Designs amalgam ink because I want both the sentiment to be crisp and black, but I also want to do a little bit of Copic coloring on those candles to make them a rainbow of colors to match our little foam flocked balloons, which you'll see how we're going to do in a minute. So I am going to double stamp this to really make sure that impression is nice and crisp. That's the best thing about using the mini Misty, and I love this ink because you can do so many different things with it. You can Copic color, you can watercolor, you can get nice crisp sentiments. So it is my favorite ink, and the cardstock that I'm using is the Gina Designs for ThermOWeb White Luxury cardstock. Okay, so I am picking out Copic markers to match my flock sheets, or trying to do the best that I can. I don't have a bazillion markers, so I'm just trying to get close colors to match those flocks. And so you can see with the green, I was kind of struggling. I went back and forth between a lighter color and a darker color, finally ended up with kind of a medium color, and I am not doing any blending or any complicated coloring because these candles are pretty thin. I just want to get some color down. Sorry about my crazy hair. I think I had a top knot and it was just wild. So it was getting in the frame there. Okay, now I'm going to place these balloons in an arc around our sentiment and candles, and you can see that I have die cut them into that balloon shape. The double-sided foam has a protective layer on the top and the bottom. So right now I'm able to just slide them around and figure out exactly where I want them, get them centered and placed straight on my 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 horizontal card. Okay, now I peel off the backing and then just stick it down on my project. Easy as sticking down a sticker. And you can see that that foam has a little bit of dimension as well, so it's going to add a little dimension to our card. So right now I'm just peeling off all the backing pieces and setting those aside, and then setting my balloons down onto our card. And once that's done, then we're ready to start getting ready to adhere the flock. So now it's time to peel off the top protective layer. I like to do this way, where you peel off the back, stick it to the project, and then peel off the front. It keeps the foam in the correct shape. So now I am going to just peel off the top layers and then stick the flock down with the color side of the flock touching that adhesive. So we're just looking at a bunch of white squares right now. We're going to run this through the die cut machine to add pressure. I like to use my Gemini Junior. You can use any die cut machine that you love. I'm just putting a scratch piece of paper on top because my top plate is a little dirty and I didn't want to get my card dirty. So now it has gone through my die cut machine. Everything is nice and pressed down. And so now I'm just going to grab a corner here and I am just going to pull it away, and that will reveal that the flock has transferred to that foam, and you get that beautiful color and texture. You also get the dimension from the foam. I absolutely love these flock transfer sheets. They are great for little embellishments like this, just things to add to your card making to make it unique And now I am going to use some Tonic Studios Nouveau Crystal Glaze. I am just going to cover up those candles to give them that kind of waxy appearance like real candles. And that will also provide a little bit of dimension for those as well to match those balloons. The last thing I'm going to do is add some Deco Foil Metallix gel. I have the pure gold here, and I'm using just a craft knife to pick up the tiniest little speck of that pure gold, and I'm putting it in the center of the candle flames on each of the candles. Obviously, this is a step you could pass if you don't feel like going into this type of detail. I just thought it was really fun and added, again, another hint of dimension and some shine, which I am always looking to do on my cards. I think it's just really neat that ThermOWeb has all these options as far as texture, shine, and dimension. And you can see it just adds just that little special touch to those candle flames to have that gold there. Okay, I drew some pencil lines to create balloon strings just to make sure I was doing them the way I wanted them. And now I'm just going to use a Copic multi-liner to make those strings black. And that's it. Really super easy way to include the flock and the Metallix gel. Okay, for this card, I'm actually going to use the Metallix gel to create a background. My favorite thing to do here is to use the pixie spray. Just spray a little bit on the back of a stencil, and then there's a little bit of that pixie spray on the back of that cardstock, so it sticks down to my glass mat. And then, of course, the stencil sticks down to the cardstock, so it's not going anywhere. So you get no shifting, and that means a nice, clean, crisp impression. Okay, this time I'm using the Deco Foil Metallix in glazed pewter, and I am just putting a little bit on the edge of my Stencil pal, which is also by ThermOWeb. This is a really great tool for applying any kind of mediums over stencils because it's so wide. It really covers the whole area, and you don't have to do a lot of fussing with it like you do with a palette knife. Of course, I'm using a palette knife to put it on the Stencil pal, but then once I am just swiping it up and down on my card front there, and it creates a really even application of that Metallix gel. You can see there I just peeled the stencil off because that pixie spray is a repositionable adhesive, and now I am just peeling off the cardstock. Like I said, I did have it stuck down to the glass mat with a little bit of pixie spray there as well. And everything that you see there as far as the Metallix gel can be put back into the jar there. Okay, now I'm using the Expecto Stampo stamp set to create my little sentiment there, and also a couple of little images. I love the little footprints from the map, and then also the little Harry Potter image as well is super, super cute. So I'm just moving these footprints around the card at the bottom there and having them go off the card. And I'm using my Mini Misty again because I am double stamping these. I want them to come out nice and crisp and black as well. And I am using that same Gina K amalgam ink because I want everything to match. So I also stamped the little wand, and now I'm going to use the Spectrum Noir. This is the Midas by Spectrum Noir metallic pigment in platinum to stamp the snitch. So it's not technically gold, but I thought it would do and look really nice with that black ink for the sentiment and the other image. Now I am using some Gina K designs for ThermOWeb foam roll here, and I am just going to adhere it down onto my background right in the center there. You'll see in the actual card design I used a couple of the Gryffindor colors of cardstock to add just a pop of color to this card. So that's it, just a couple of ideas on using the Deco Foil flock transfer sheets and the Deco Foil Metallix gels in card making and how to combine them with the Ink Road stamps. I want to thank you so much for stopping by today. All of the products that I used will be linked down below for you to take a look at. Thanks again and have a great day.